Hey, how you doing out there, Guitar Heroes? Well, you know what? Over the last week or so, there's only one thing I can really do because of this thing, and that's practice my finger picking. So I get a little bit of more practice in there, being I can't really do much with my fretting hand at all. Well, this is kind of like the step two here in my little story of the trigger thumb and trigger finger surgery that I had now almost 2 weeks ago. To kind of catch up, I had the surgery roughly 2 weeks ago, and then I had this big large bandage on that was like a boxing glove. My fingers were totally isolated, and I showed you in my first video. So I got that removed after the first week, and then the doc put on something similar to this little wrap to help protect the incisions. And what I wanted to do is kind of show you exactly what did happen, and then kind of what the next steps are in the process of healing. So I'm going to take this bandage off so you'll be able to see where the incisions are. And hopefully they'll show up okay on the camera. So there's 3 incisions. The first one is down here with my thumb, and as I mentioned before, the purpose of that is to cut the tube or the sheath that the tendon is moving back and forth. So before, my thumb was getting stuck and it would pop back out as it would get stuck. So that's supposed to eliminate that. The second one is on my index finger, and you can see the scar way down here, or the incision. And then the same thing with the second finger. And then the doc mentioned, well, he had to do a second incision. So if you look up here, you see another incision. He said there's 2 tendons actually that are in that second finger, or maybe in all the fingers. And the first incision did not stop the sticking of the tendon. So he said he had to do that as well. So there you go, 4 basic 1-inch incisions, all of them, and you can, the stitches are pretty easy to see because there's like a magic marker on each one of them. I guess that was his guide to know where to bring the scalpel down and do some business. Now, what I noticed right off the bat is my fingers are very swollen. It's very tender. They're very sore all along here. In the palm is very sore as well. I've been working them a little bit. He gave me a couple of little moves to do to try to make a fist. I almost have to do it artificially because I can't really do it at this point in time, probably mostly because of the swelling. The other thing I notice is that my wrist is really, you can tell it appears to have been bruised, and it's quite tender right now, and I believe that's maybe just part of the restraining process to keep my hand down during the incision. This whole part of my palm is really very tender and painful as well. So just at the beginning of stages of getting some recovery, the stitches are still in, and they are going to come out tomorrow. That'll be 2 full weeks since the stitches got put in. And so then the next step is going to be over to the physical therapist for some hand exercises or stimulation or something to kind of get the hand back to normal. And as I maybe mentioned the last time, it appears that the healing process to kind of get back to full strength could be as little as 6 weeks or even multiple months. So I'm going to be interested and obviously curious about how fast I can get back up to speed so I can start playing again. So hopefully you got something out of this lesson. Obviously this is something that numerous people end up having, and just because I play the guitar, obviously this is the fretting hand, and I can't really do much of anything other than this little bit of finger picking, and that's about it. And I actually really do need to practice there. So hopefully you get something out of this lesson. Take it easy, and hopefully you won't be getting trigger finger in the future. Take it easy. We'll see you next time.